This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hi there, I'm Kaylee O'Kelly with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Making progress on that traffic nightmare in the East Valley. Repair work could begin soon at the 60 between I-10 and the Loop 101. After that water main break leaked 8 million gallons of water into the ground, ADOT said its bridge group inspected the McClintock Drive overpass at a pedestrian walkway to make sure it did not suffer any structural damages. Crews are waiting right now for the water to dry out, all to begin repairs. That section of freeway remains closed, and you are asked to find a detour.
It's just breaking the bank. I still have to go to work every day, and I'm not making any more money. So all my money is going to gas these days.
Well, some fuel restrictions reaching new levels as the country continues to break records for gas prices. Want to show you some numbers here from AAA. Nationally, a new record high of $4.40 a gallon on average. That's for regular unleaded in Arizona. A state record broken at $4.69 a gallon, but the valley much higher, averaging $4.80 a gallon. And diesel prices hit $5.47 a gallon. The western states leading the nation in costs, and it could be a rough summer travel season.
It'll be probably one of the most expensive summers ever.
I think July and August is anybody's guess, and there's absolutely no relief in the price for diesel, which is going to be something that infiltrates every nook and cranny of the economy.
Oil prices fell Monday, but it takes some time for prices at the pump to reflect that change. The free payment app Zelle is making headlines right now. Every week, it seems. There are new reports of someone being scammed out of thousands of dollars in many cases. Consumer reporter John Matarese shows you how to protect yourself so you don't waste your money.
Zelle is an easy way to send money, but scammers are using it more and more often to steal your money.
I was contacted by someone from a Wells Fargo phone number that told me that they were a Wells Fargo representative and that I had fraud.
Megan McDonald received a text that appeared to come from her bank. Panicked, she gave her account info and lost $3,000 through a Zelle transfer. Last year, Katina Brown fell victim to the same text.
She's saying, "Did you try to Zelle $5,000? And I was like, no.
She gave her account number and lost $1,000. Damon Lander was another victim.
They changed my username, my password, changed my card PIN, set up a Zelle account.
Now, Zelle is run by major banks and is actually very safe from hacking. But in almost all these cases, a customer was convinced through a phone call to give their personal account information to a scammer. Sarah Wetzel with the Better Business Bureau says scammers know peer-to-peer payment services like Zelle and Venmo are convenient. But unlike credit cards, there's little fraud protection.
It's the same old scams that we see. It's just they're asking for payment in different ways.
She says look out for these red flags. The person contacting you is pushy or aggressive. They insist there's no other way to fix the problem. Or their message has grammatical errors. Because if you're scammed,
these peer-to-peer payment services are not going to shoulder any losses for a consumer. If you do get scammed out of money, the chances of you getting that back is very unlikely.
So how do you keep this from happening to you? Only use money transfer apps with people you know. If the person needs your account info, look up the bank's phone number yourself and call them. Chances are your bank will say there's nothing wrong, and that way you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
Time for the most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. On this Wednesday, look for strong winds across the state and an increased fire danger. Temperature-wise, though, not too bad. We're talking highs in the 80s here in the valley with a high of 89 for Phoenix, 78 in Sedona, upper 60s in Kingman, and low 60s in spots like Flagstaff. Today, the coolest of the next 7 for the valley. So enjoy it if you don't mind the winds. Now, the winds gusting as high as 30 miles an hour here in the valley, coming in out of the west by this afternoon. And for northern Arizona, gusts could go as high as 55 miles an hour this afternoon. Windy conditions there. That's prompting wind advisories for that entire northern half of our state and red flag warnings or fire weather warnings because relative humidity will be down below 10% in some of these spots. So very high fire conditions across northern and eastern Arizona, even that higher terrain north of the valley too. So make sure that you're using those precautions as fires can get started very easily under these conditions. After today, we warm things up. By the end of the week, we're in the upper 90s. Then it's getting hot this weekend with a high of 105 by Sunday in Phoenix.
And for the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download our free mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.